I go to Cedar Point a lot. Like, a lot. And that means that I eat there a lot. And I love the food at Cedar Point. It's actually a significant reason that this channel exists. But maybe that's a story for another time. Anyway, I love to go to Cedar Point to get some chicken tenders and fries. Or maybe some chicken tenders and fries. Or maybe even some chicken tenders and fries. Do you see the problem yet? First of all, let's get the obvious out of the way quickly. I'm not hating on chicken tenders and fries. In fact, I love them. However, the point of this video is to point out one very glaring issue that I've been noticing at Cedar Point, having gone there so much. And it's that a lot of the food that you have in the park, while it's good, is unfortunately forgettable. By that, I don't mean that there isn't much variety. That is something that Cedar Point is improving by adding things like steak and fried fish to their menus. But what I do mean by it is that there's nothing standing out in the park as a unique food. There's nothing in the park that stands out as like a must-have. There's nothing that'll actually make people want to buy the expensive food in the park, and I think that's a huge missed opportunity. What Cedar Point really needs is some food options that'll take those people who may have previously considered not buying food in the park and giving them something that they have to try. They need food options that people will make TikToks about. Food that'll make people try and replicate it at home. Not just good food, but viral food. That said, let's dive into some ideas I've had that I think they could build on. The fries at the Happy Fryer and Hot Potato in both the front and back of the park are pretty good. So how can we take some good fries and turn them into a must-try meal? I think the most obvious is to massively increase the portion size. They could pull a super size me and offer a family-sized bucket of fries that people want to try and get for their whole group. I think they could totally bring that back as a meal to share with a family. I also think they could explore different combinations of loaded fries, like perhaps a French fry loaded with butter chicken, or what about a shawarma loaded fry? What about chicken? Well, there's a few easy ideas I think we could do here. One of the things I think we could focus on here is creating a series of homemade dipping sauces. This is something they used to have at Back BQ and took away, but I think we could bring it back and maybe double or triple the number of options. Having a full array of dipping sauces will make guests want to try them all. Having only select options at different restaurants in the park can encourage guests to eat at more than one restaurant as well, so they can try more of those options. Then I think we could take it a step further by having chicken tenders that are dipped in sauces, so you can't get it as a condiment after the fact, similar to how they do the Nashville hot chicken tenders or the Thai chili chicken tenders at the Corral. Adding more of these kinds of options will make it so people want to try all of the flavors. And I think they can maximize this by creating chicken finger flights that have a tender of each flavor, so people want to try them all. Different restaurants could have different flights to encourage people to try different places. Imagine having a spicy chicken finger flight with chicken fingers of 3 different spice levels. I could see a ton of people trying that as a challenge. We could also introduce wings or boneless wings as a similar option, but maybe one that's more extensible. I think we could also add new types of sandwiches and burgers to the menus as well. I think one of the smarter plays here could be doing a really large burger. Imagine a burger the size of a sub sandwich that you could load up with one half of some toppings and another differently. Or imagine a chicken sandwich that's a play on the KFC Double Down sandwich. Or we could do some unique meat choices. Cedar Point already does have a brat burger, one of their few unique options. I think we could take this a step further and offer various kinds of meat as burger options. We could even do a burger bar, where it's a build your own burger and you could select from meats like bison and venison and elk. The more exotic the options could be a unique experience that people will want to try. Forget the footlongs. Let's do a 2-foot-long hot dog. What about elephant ears that are actually the size of an elephant ear? Ice cream cones that are a foot tall. Supersized pizzas designed for a large party to sit down and eat. Speaking of large food, I think something else in this area that can make a huge difference to the food at Cedar Point is by taking some of these ideas and turning them into challenges. Gamifying the food could be an incentive for people to want to try it, like eating the supersized pizza all by yourself, or downing a bucket of fries, or eating 10 of the spiciest chicken tenders with no drinks allowed, or making a try every sauce challenge where you could win a prize for having tried all of the custom sauces in the park. I could see a certain type of person wanting to do nothing but just try all the food challenges in the park. I think having food that isn't just good, but is conversation worthy could be a huge difference maker for Cedar Point. It could take it from a place that you go and just happen to eat while you're there to a place where you go to eat, which means it draws in a new crowd. People who may not care that much about going to the park, but they do like to eat. And it's all in service of growing the park's reputation. And that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching, and I want you to know that you are beautifully and wonderfully made, and you are loved. And that's the whole point. See you next time.